Hi, good morning and welcome to our ongoing series of plane geometry 2 lesson. In a previous lesson, I gave an assignment and that's what we're looking at right now. So we will just look at the first one because when I reviewed the assignment, I noticed that a lot of you said it's undefined. And in my last words, I said questions like that, you have to draw an imaginary chord to find what you were not asked to find, and that will help you get the unknown number. Yeah, so I've seen your work. Michael sent it, Patient sent it, Andrews is too late. I can't review that. Yeah, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So your answer is correct, what you sent me. So typically, when you draw the imaginary line, okay, the angle, so it gives you a clear picture that, oh, let me find here, right? Then you can use the angle there to find M, right? You cannot, you see, O is a center. It was stated in a question. You can't say 100 plus M equals 180 because that property, we said that when you have a chord producing angles on the circumference, okay, on the circumference, then it sums up to 180 degrees. But the 100 is produced at the center and M is at the circumference. So you can't use that. You can't use that. Do you get it? You can't use that. Yeah. So typically that is it. So doing this, let's find the angle at the circumference at the other side. So now, there is a property that engage center and circumference. So they did that. They said they said 100 degrees is equal to, no, Michael, almost everyone did the same thing. You were using B. I would advise you draw the diagram and put B there. Do you get it? Give me a moment. How can I mute? Yeah, let's go on. So 100 is equal to 2B. So questions like that, you must draw it, okay? And allocate your variables. Then you state the angle a chord subtends at the center is twice the angle, right? Is twice the angle. I'm coming. It subtends at the circumference. Wow, my digital pencil is disturbing me, so the spelling of the circumference might look anyhow, but that is it. So 100 degrees is equal to 2B. You divide by 2, right? So, oops, it's not working. Okay. So that's where you ended up getting, was it 50 or 55? 50. All right. So now B is 50. Then you can see that B plus M is equal to what? 180 degrees with the inscription, the angles a chord subtends at the circumference. At the circumference. On opposite segment. Right? Sum up to what? 180 degrees. Yeah. So B is what? It's already found as 50 plus M is what you're looking for equals 180 degrees. M is equal to 180 degrees minus 50. M is equal to 130 degrees. Look, the fact that you people didn't write rubbish to me, you could actually say M is undefined, indicates that now you understand all the properties, and I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys. Now, note that just by knowing the properties isn't enough to be able to tackle questions in circle theory. Now, there are some tips I've got for you. Those tips are what you're going to combine with the properties, and you'll be a pro or well versed when it comes to questions under circle theorems. Okay, so shall we begin?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you some tips. They are about 5. Let's see how far we go. Now you have to document a lot of notes down. So the first one has to do with angle nomenclature. Shall we?
Yes.
So angle nomenclature refers to, well, this is nothing, this is not something you're going to be asked on, right? But you'll be using it a lot. So yeah, angle nomenclature refers to the naming of angles. Okay, that's the first thing I want you to know. So, for instance, and in exam, most of the questions you are given, they label the polygon or whatever it is, right? So it will be labeled for you as U V W X. You see, there wouldn't be any indication as B or whatever. Okay, and you'll be asked to name. So now, this is how we name angles. So let's document something down. So when you are naming angles, so this thing, if they had labeled the diagram for us as this, and there was no B in the diagram, we could have solved. You didn't have to draw again, and then you put B in there like I told you earlier. You don't have to draw. Then you assign B. Please, are you listening? You don't have to draw again. Right? So now that's how we name angles. You will need 3 letters for that. So we're going to learn how to name the B. So you see, so this is B. Let me use a red ink. So this is B. You see, it's B. So that's how B came about, right? So that's where B is. And that's B. What's going on? You can't hear me, I guess. You cannot hear me, right?
If we can hear you.
Okay, so that's B, right? So you start from the feet. So it's what? X and what? V. Now, where the angle is, the letter in the middle, where the angle is, that letter comes in the middle. Okay? So if it's B you want to talk about, then the letter there, which is W, must be in the middle. The X and the Y, the other two letters must be the feet of it. You understand? So if you say, then you use this symbol. Okay, this symbol to represent angle. So angle XWV is equal to what? B. So that's how we name angles. Now, so let's look at the angle here. Look at this. The angle here. Guys, did you see why I made a mark?
Yes.
So the letter there is what? I want us to name it. That small angle. I want us to. So the letter there is what? Quick, guys. Don't waste my time if you know. The letter there is what?
Say
I want us to name that angle I just made. The letter there is what? You have very little time. Oh. I'm afraid we might not finish this. You can't see the letter there. Really? And you are jumping ahead of me. The letter there is XV or whatever you're saying. Is that the letter there? I said the where I've made the arc. What letter is there? Don't you listen to questions? Have I asked you to tell me have I asked you to name it for me? I've not asked you to name it for me. I'm still on the illustration. I'm still on the tuition. And we're starting from somewhere. Already you moving ahead of me. You are not listening. Where I've made the arc, what letter is there? Does anyone has a different opinion other than what she said?
No.
The letter there is V. Or in other words, the letter very closer to where the arc is made is V. So that letter will come in the middle. That letter will come in the middle. Now, when that is done, you have to decide on the other two letters, what you should use. So this is what you're going to do. And I said is the feet. So you notice that angle V is formed by this. And then that. Oh, no. So these two lines is what has made that. Yeah. So you trace it to the feet. Any letter you meet on your way, use it. So what letter have we met at the downside? What letter did you meet?
X.
And then at the other side, what letter did you meet on your way? So
W.
X and O will be at the other side. Did you say W?
No.
No.
You say W, say O,
Okay.
but
Yeah, so XO, XVO. So that's how you name that angle. I want someone to name this for me. I don't know if you see this ink. I've made an angle there.
Yes.
Do it. Name it and let me see.
ZWVO.
Yep. So that angle is at V. Good. And when you trace to their feet is W and what? O. Don't forget to bring this thing on angle to represent angle. If you don't do that, it's wrong. Now, another way to rewrite this is you write X. So another way to rewrite this is, you write the angle SW and what? V, right? Then you put an accent on top. So this also means angle XW what? V, right? Because V. So this one too, what? X, V, O. Then you put an accent on top, right? W, V, O. You put an accent on top, right? Yeah, that's it. Any question? Any question? The time is almost up. Because I have to break you, then we can have a science class. What? Any question, guys?
No, sir.
Let's continue.
Oh.
Now, let me give you another tip. There are 5 of them, but because of your time, let me give you another tip. The concept of radius. Shall we?
Yeah.
Add up. Add up. The concept of radius and its connection with isosceles triangle. Okay. So now, to think of radius, there must be what? A center, right? So for the circle I've drawn, O is a center. Now, when a line is drawn from the center to touch a point on a circumference is what? Radius. Same applies to this is what? Radius. Shall we? Shall we? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, when you have two radii, okay, like this, think of closing it. It forms a triangle, right? Now, this triangle is called an isosceles triangle. Do you know why? What's an isosceles triangle? It is a triangle with two sides equal. Are you following? Are you guys following? The concept of radius and a connection are isosceles triangle. So when you have a center and you have two radius, okay, and those radius tend to form a triangle. Trust me, that triangle is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle is a triangle with two sides equal. And I have taught you plane geometry 1, right? And in plane geometry 1, we said something about isosceles triangle. I said base angles of isosceles triangles are equal. Once it's an isosceles triangle, there's a conventional property. It says the angles at the base. A triangle has 3 interior angles. One at the top, 2 at the bottom, at the base. The angles at the base in isosceles triangles are equal. So if here is A, here is also A. If here is A, here must be A. That's it. This is all I want you to know. This is all I want you to know. So there is a question in Aquila. I don't know. Do you have an Aquila by you? Hi, guys. Look for it. That question was a past question, and it's a question in theorems of circles, and it's like this. It's like this. You let me finish. When you go on break, you can look for it. So this is a question. It's a question in plane geometry too, and the question goes this way: find the value of the lettered angles. O is a center. Can you hear me, guys? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
O is a center. Are you busy? Can I continue?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the question. So how would you have solved this question? You have no idea. There is no property that seems to work that will seem to work for you. You see, that's where my tips comes. So you know that if O is a center, I know a line drawn from the center to touch a point on the circumference is what?
A radius.
The same line from the center to touch the other point is what radius. Why are you busy writing?
No.
So radius. So and it's a triangle, right? So a triangle with, and you know, radius. The whole point is that radius is what you use to form the circle, right? You know, you normally would slot, when you have a compass, you normally will slot the pin here. First of all, you measure a certain radius on your ruler, 5 centimeter. When you slot your pin at the middle, okay, let's say from the center to this side is your 5 centimeter. That is what you use to produce a circle. See, if this is 5, this is what you see your compass. Just picture it. Your compass, that's what you use to draw the circle. You see, that's what you use to, you see, the compass is on it, then it produces a circle. So from here to here is the same as from here to here and that and that. You see? So for a circle, the radius is the same for all. So if it was 5 centimeters, yes, also 5 centimeters. Any radius you draw is 5 centimeters. So this becomes a triangle with two sides of it being what? Equal. So now you can say that, oh, it's an isosceles triangle. And my teacher told me the base angles are what? Equal. Do you understand? So by the way, let's name here is AB. Okay. So let's name it. Now you've learned angle nomenclature, right? So can you name this angle for me? This angle. I want to see something. Name it for me.
OAB.
Angle OAB. Let's tell the examiner that it's equal to this angle here. Okay, you can say it's equal to X, or you can use your angle nomenclature. Okay. So you say it's equal to X, then you say, so guys, so this is the note you be attaching all the time. Base angles in an isosceles triangle. Triangle, right? Are equal, right? I would mean, yeah. So now you know here is X. Then you can say, oh, actually, this is a property I was coming to teach you, but it's fine. This is one of the, no, sorry, a tip. This is the next step I was going to teach you. So knowing that side is X, you know that when you take a triangle, the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So that was the next thing I was going to teach you. Okay. Let me write it somewhere. Let's continue. X plus what? 29 degrees, right? Equals 180 degrees. So sum of angles in a triangle. I believe we all know this, right?
Yes.
So you know what? The point 2 was the concept of radius. Point 3 will be sum of angles in a triangle. So you can write it. So that'll be the point 3. But I'm going to give you break soon. So this one is going to be what? 2x plus 29 degrees equals 180 degrees. Okay. So 2x is equal to 180 degrees minus what? 29 degrees. 2x is equal to what?
5-1.
Say that again.
5-1.
551.
1-5-1.
All right. Really? I doubt. I don't think so. It's fine. I think it's right. It's my choice of angle that was not proper. But are you sure what she's doing is right? The calculation is right. I mean, the 180 minus that is giving you that. Hello?
Hi.
Is she right?
Yes.
Okay, x equals what? It's going to be a decimal.
75.5.
75.5. Yeah, don't worry. It's the 29 I chose. So that's the answer. Now, so that is it. So this brings us to the third point, which I'm not going to talk about. That would be sum of angles in a triangle. Now, while you are writing, listen to me. You may ask, so what's the usefulness? So after today, you can start solving questions and applying geometry too. You can start playing with questions. I'm not done with the tips. There are other ones. But with what I've taught you, you should start solving questions. Now, when you see a question, you have to think of drawing an imaginary chord. Most of the questions, you have to draw an imaginary chord. After forming your imaginary chord, the properties alone will not help you solve. Think of that radius concept I told you more at times. That's your gateway. More at times. You have to think that, oh, this thing could be an isosceles triangle. Sometimes they don't even denote something at the base that is x. So you knowing that it's an isosceles triangle, you knowing it's an isosceles triangle, you can dedicate A for the bottom. Then you say if you are A, you too you are A. So if they've given you just the top, which is 29, you can simply be able to get the A. Because after all, if here is A, here is A. So the radius concept is going to help you a lot. Then you apply sum of angles in a triangle alongside with the A properties you know. There is also angles around a point, vertically opposite angles. Those are the things I'll be teaching you in our next lecture. Madam Precious, are they documenting something down?
Yes.
Are you Madam Precious?
Yes.
Okay. Any question for me, guys?
No, sir.
Are you okay? Now, this thing, you meet it in exam. It is coming, so it's going to be better for you to, study this very well and you don't let that question go. Are you done writing?
About, sir.
Okay, I'm waiting. By the way, this is the end of today's session. Tomorrow, I'm very certain we'll be done with circle theorem. So brace yourself for the day. Have a nice day. Bye.